Hey everybody, my name is Eric and welcome to the Jailcast. This is my Smackdown recap show for May 16th, 2017. Smackdown started off tonight with Kevin Owens coming out on this week's show, apparently to do a highlight reel segment. Kevin Owens stated that he was the new host of the highlight reel since he destroyed Chris Jericho 2 weeks ago. Owens said that Jericho will never, ever be seen again. Footage was then shown on the Jeritron 6000 of Kevin Owens smashing his head into the ring post while a chair was wrapped around his neck, setting up Chris Jericho going off for what seems probably like it'll only be maybe a month or so. So they're definitely setting up Jericho's return here to continue the feud with Kevin Owens, possibly sooner rather than later. If my sources are correct. But Owens then started to introduce somebody in French to bring out as his special guest, but then AJ Styles' music cut him off, and AJ Styles came down the entrance ramp with a microphone in his hand and made his way toward the ring. Styles then bashed Kevin Owens for stealing Jericho's show, and AJ said that he was going to take the U.S. title from Owens at Backlash and bring the title back to the good old U.S. of A., and then the crowd broke out in a USA chant as Styles made his way up the steel steps. Then Jinder Mahal interrupted and said that he was supposed to be the guest of Kevin Owens' highlight reel, and Owens scolded AJ Styles for interrupting him and called him a rude American, and then Mahal stated that he was going to capture the WWE Championship this Sunday at Backlash, and highlights of Jinder beating down Randy Orton last week were shown as Mahal then began speaking in Punjabi, and the crowd chanted "What" at him. Mahal then stated that he was going to defeat AJ Styles tonight on SmackDown as well. I actually did not really like the idea of Jinder Mahal being a main event level and talent right now and going up against Randy Orton. I still don't understand why they put him in this position with no build, no time to kind of just build himself up here and be in the main event level. He basically hadn't won a match in months or anything like that when he was on Raw, and then you bring him over here to SmackDown, all of a sudden he's getting the number one contendership. But I will say this, they have booked Jinder Mahal perfectly as a number one contender. They've done a very good job of building him up since they made him number one contender. It was just kind of out of nowhere. So I've been a big fan of what they're doing. Now, this promo here that Jinder Mahal cut, I thought it was horrible. The guy has... It seems like the last couple of weeks his promos have just not done it for me. He just sounds wooden and stale, and he just doesn't have a whole lot of life in him, doesn't seem like. Now, his wrestling has improved greatly, and obviously he's got a great physique, which the company loves. And they've been booking him right. He's always looked strong, and he's been attacking Orton and doing things like that to really build up him as a contender. So in that respect, I thought it was okay. I just thought his promo needed a lot of work. So then we had AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal. I thought this match was booked absolutely perfectly. I thought going into this match that if Jinder Mahal beat AJ Styles straight up, I thought that was maybe a little too soon. And, somebody at the caliber of AJ Styles maybe beating him clean just to further Jinder Mahal's character would be a little too much, a little too soon. But I thought the way they handled this was perfect. Kevin Owens outside on commentary attacked AJ Styles from behind and hit him in the knee with his U.S. Championship belt, and I thought that gave a perfect opportunity for Jinder Mahal to pin him, and it doesn't delegitimize AJ Styles at all. I thought it was very well done, and it gives Jinder the rub a little bit, but also furthers the feud for Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles for the U.S. title coming up on Sunday at Backlash. So I thought they did a very good job here of not ruining AJ Styles by letting him be pinned by the up-and-coming Jinder Mahal here. Obviously, I thought the match was pretty good. I thought, like I said, Jinder Mahal looks to be improving. Some of that could be AJ Styles because obviously he has the ability to carry wrestlers in matches that he's in with them. So AJ Styles elevated Jinder Mahal here and made him look very good going into the main event of Backlash. After that, we had another episode of the Fashion Files. I actually thought that this segment between Fandango and Tyler Breeze was very entertaining the first week or so. It's starting to become a little dry to me, and it's a little cheesy comedy that they love to do here in WWE. So it's starting to run a little stale to me, so I kind of hope they don't do this much longer. But the gimmick is getting a little bit over, and as I'll get into here in a little bit, I actually kind of like this gimmick a little more than I do the Usos right now. So for now, it's okay. It gave me a little bit of a smile here and there when they were doing their comedy stick, but I think it's about to run its course before too much longer. We saw Randy Orton backstage walking around and was stopped for an interview with Renee Young, and Randy Orton stated that people don't like Jinder Mahal because he speaks differently, and it's basically because he's an ass. Yeah, okay, this whatever, no big deal. Just kind of another little random interview segment here. So we'll just move on with the rest of the show here. We then got Breezango versus the Colognes. Breezango or Tyler Breeze and Primo were clotheslined out of the ring, and Fandango planted Epico with the Falcon Arrow for the victory. And then after the match, the Usos came down the entrance ramp and taunted Breezango for trying to be funny 5 days before Backlash. The Usos then read Breezango their rights and stated that they were going to take them to trial at Backlash. As I said a second ago, I just feel like the Breezango characters of the Fashion Files and the Fashion Police are a little more entertaining to me, believe it or not. I just think the Usos are being a little, I don't understand what the promos are all about. I mean, yes, they're good heel promos, I suppose, but I just really don't know what all they're saying in their promos. It just sounds like they're babbling random, things like they're trying to rap with each other or something as they're delivering this promo, and it just doesn't really jive with me too much. It just kind of feels goofy and a little bit cheesy, to be honest with you. So I'm not really buying the heel Usos right now. That's just me personally. I know a lot of people probably will be. But just for me as a fan, I just don't really care about them. I kind of hope that the Breezango beats them for the championship on Sunday, to be honest with you. Their gimmick just seems to be a little bit more over. After that, we had SmackDown Commissioner Shane McMahon come down to the ring for the contract signing for the 6-women tag match at Backlash. Carmella, Tamina Snuka, Natalya, James Ellsworth, Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Charlotte join him in the ring. And Natalya grabs the microphone and calls Becky, Charlotte, and Naomi pathetic as she signed the contract. Then Becky stated that she cannot wait to slap the welcoming committee's face this Sunday, and she signed the contract. And Naomi claimed that she was going to snatch her opponent's bald at Backlash, and that they would be focusing on setting up a hair appointment. And then Naomi signed the contract, and then Charlotte then signed the contract and put it Naomi's. Basically, all this was them just trading jabs back at each other, and then they all signed the contract. Then Ellsworth grabbed the mic, and then he informed Charlotte that she also has no chance with him, or that Becky has no chance with him. This was all kind of stupid, in my opinion. Shane McMahon finally put a stop to it, thank goodness. Then announced that Carmella would face Naomi next, and SmackDown went to a commercial break after that. It was just kind of pointless. I mean, contract signings, a lot of times I like them, but this one in particular, I just felt like it looked like, especially in Charlotte's case, looked like she just was there for no reason. Granted, she did say that she was going, after this was all over, she was going to challenge Naomi for her title, which makes perfect sense because her character just does not seem to fit in this team dynamic that they've got going on, and it very well could be that team's undoing at Backlash on Sunday. So I'm just kind of hoping for better things coming up with this division. Right now, it's just kind of let's do the 6-woman thing, let's get it out of the way. And then we had Carmella versus Naomi, as I mentioned. And let's see here. The referee tossed Ellsworth out as he left ringside. He was ejected from the area, and as well as the other women were ejected too. Tamina and Natalya were ejected as well. But then they turned around, came back, and started to attack Charlotte and Becky Lynch. And then Naomi knocked Tamina out of the ring, but then she gave Carmella an opening, and then Carmella rolled Naomi up while grabbing her tights for leverage and won the match. So obviously the teamwork of the welcoming committee is a lot better than the teamwork of Becky and Naomi and Charlotte at this point. So, and that's the kind of story they're playing on here going into the main 6-women match going Sunday. After that, we had Dolph Ziggler backstage, and he stated that he was going to show a video of Shinsuke Nakamura's WWE highlights, and then a message appeared on the screen that read, "Footage not found," and Ziggler said that Nakamura has done nothing in WWE and showed highlights of his own career, where Ziggler claimed that he will end Nakamura's WWE run before it begins this Sunday. Who is Dolph Ziggler kidding? Those of you who've watched some of my YouTube shows before know that I don't feel like Dolph Ziggler is much of anything right now. Yes, he has won Intercontinental titles. He's won the World Heavyweight Championship back in the day. But how long ago was a lot of these accomplishments? I just feel like Dolph Ziggler has done nothing lately. He's been a job guy for months and months and months and months and months. And granted, most guys who win titles like that usually have long careers where they are successful for long periods of time. He was successful, and then he just plummeted. So to me, Ziggler just trying to show his accomplishments here really meant nothing to me. And obviously, anybody who's watched NXT knows who Shinsuke Nakamura is. Obviously, WWE is playing on the fact that maybe some people don't watch NXT, so they don't know who Nakamura is. So they've been trying to build that up so we can find out who Nakamura is, and he's going to have his coming out party at Backlash on Sunday. And I guarantee you he will beat Dolph Ziggler very quick. I don't know about quickly, but it will be a good match anyway, and it will showcase him, and it will introduce him to the WWE Universe, so to speak, and it'll be his coming out party, and it'll be the start of something amazing, I hope. After that, we had Sami Zayn was interviewed backstage and announced that he had been granted a match with Baron Corbin at Backlash, and then Sami somehow believes that Corbin is afraid of him. Corbin then attacks Sami Zayn from behind and beat him down. So obviously that's not true. So yeah, and then after that, we had Randy Orton versus Baron Corbin in the main event. Let's see here. Basically, Randy Orton hit the RKO out of nowhere to basically end this match, and he beat Baron Corbin clean. No sign of Sami Zayn getting involved after he got beat up backstage, so maybe he was too beat up to come down and get involved, but you kind of figured maybe after a beatdown like that Baron Corbin gave him backstage, maybe he'd come out and cost Corbin the match, but no such luck. Randy Orton just beat him clean as a sheet right in the middle of the ring, and, which, granted, he is the champion, so I guess there's no shame in losing to the champion. But after the match, Jinder Mahal came down with a microphone and kind of cut another wooden promo here, talking about how, he was going to win on Sunday, blah, blah, blah. And then the Singh brothers then attacked Randy Orton from behind, and Orton launched both of the Singh brothers out of the ring and then punched Mahal before he could get in the ring. But then Orton was then setting up for the Singh brothers for a double DDT on the second rope. But Jinder Mahal attacked Orton from behind. And that's when Jinder Mahal hit the callus on Orton and posed with the WWE Championship as SmackDown went off the air. Again, I think the booking of Jinder Mahal is absolutely great. The way they ended this show really legitimized Mahal as a genuine threat going into the pay-per-view on Sunday. And for the Go Home show here on SmackDown going into Backlash, I think it's absolutely perfect. I actually... I'll get into this a little bit here in a few minutes when I go over my Backlash preview, but I think that Jinder Mahal has a legitimate shot of winning this title on Sunday, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. As for Backlash on Sunday, I want to do a quick preview of what I think is going to happen here. As of right now, we've only got 6 matches that have been confirmed for the show. One of them is a kickoff match that ends up going to be Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English. That, to me, sounds like it's just going to be a showcase for Ty Dillinger to kind of get him over a little bit. We haven't really seen him on SmackDown in the last few weeks, which is kind of concerning a little bit. He's obviously over with the crowd. I mean, every time the referee chants or he counts the count out for the wrestlers, everybody in the audience just chant the 10. So it'll be really good to see him again. I think that that's going to be a good little chance for him to get a good win and just kind of get his name out there. Now, as for the main card, I'm only seeing 5 matches that are currently on the show. That's a little low for a 3-hour show. So I can maybe see them adding a match or two that make that 6 matches on the show, 7 total. I forgot about the Sami Zayn Baron Corbin match. So now we have 6 matches on the show, which could fill out the show for the most part. Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin. I think that is probably going to be a match for Baron Corbin to win. He obviously lost tonight on SmackDown to Randy Orton in the Go Home show. So I think that's going to be a chance for Baron Corbin to kind of build his name back up a little bit. So I fully expect Baron Corbin to win that one. It's going to be a good match, I'm sure, because Sami Zayn can always pull a good match. But Sami's kind of in that position in the company right now where he is the underdog, and he's the guy to help get other guys over. Then we'll have Dolph Ziggler versus Shinsuke Nakamura. As I said in my SmackDown recap, I think that Shinsuke Nakamura is going to beat Dolph Ziggler. It could be something real quick and really dominant, or it could be something where they have a good match, but then Shinsuke pulls it out in the end, and I think it's going to be, like I said, a great coming out party for Shinsuke Nakamura here, and it will be his main roster debut in the wrestling ring. Then we'll have the 6-women tag team match, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Naomi versus Carmella, Natalya, and Tamina Snuka. I actually think the Welcoming Committee is going to win here. I really feel like the dissension that they've been setting up between Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch and Naomi is going to be their undoing. I think that Charlotte Flair is going to probably cost them the match, whether it be inadvertently or on purpose. So I just think the team dynamic, I could even see James Ellsworth getting involved here, obviously. But I really hope that this is kind of a one-and-done thing here. It should be a good match, but I think Charlotte Flair is destined for the title run here, or at least a title match against Naomi coming down the line. And I don't know exactly what they do with Carmella, Natalya, and Tamina after all this is over, though. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with this. But I'm going to pick the Welcoming Committee to win. We have the U.S. champion Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. I honestly believe that Kevin Owens is going to retain that belt here. They set up a thing tonight where AJ Styles is going to have a hurt knee, looks like now, so they could play on that dynamic a bit in the match. So I could see Kevin Owens working over the knee and then getting the victory over AJ Styles here. AJ Styles is kind of in a bit of a holding pattern at the moment, seems like. And Kevin Owens, I kind of just expect him to hold that title maybe until Chris Jericho returns, maybe in about a month or so. They kind of talk like he won't be out very long. So I can see that feud continuing once Jericho returns. Then we'll have the SmackDown Tag Team Championships with the Usos versus Breezango. As I said, I just feel like the Usos are a little stale. Granted, they've been trying to do something different with their promos, but it's just not really working with me. So I just kind of think Breezango is a little more entertaining at this point, as weird as that may sound. And I'm not a huge fan of that gimmick necessarily either, but it's just a little more fun to me than the Usos at the moment. So I can actually see them giving the titles to Breezango here. Poor American Alpha. Where are you guys? I mean, I just think that you guys are getting wasted. But anyway, I think the tag team division on SmackDown will greatly improve once the New Day show up. So, also, and then in the main event, we've got WWE Champion Randy Orton defending against Jinder Mahal. I think Jinder Mahal is winning the title here. I really do. First of all, I think Randy Orton, especially in this run here, it's just been kind of by the numbers. It's been kind of boring. The whole stuff with Bray Wyatt, I was just not a fan of. To be honest, I just feel like Jinder Mahal would be the more entertaining storyline here. They've obviously want to get him over in India. I mean, they've been trying to do this push here to get some new stars, and I think Jinder Mahal winning the title may actually be the right course of action here, as much as I was against it about a month ago. But like I said, they've booked him perfectly. His promos need work, but his in-ring work has improved greatly, and I just think that this is probably going to be the right move at the right time, and Randy Orton will hopefully make him look good in this match and kind of put him over a little bit, and I kind of hope that's what they do. I just really don't know if Orton holding on to the title right now is the right move, because he's just kind of bland. I have all the respect in the world for Randy. He's a great talent, but and future Hall of Famer for that matter. But Jinder Mahal, I think, is going to win the belt. So I guess we'll find out on Sunday at Backlash, and it's coming up right around the corner this weekend. Well, that'll just about do it for me, everybody. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel right here by clicking this round logo right here. Please click on that and subscribe for more trailer reactions, movie reviews, movie news, NFL recap shows, and WWE professional wrestling shows. I'll be going over all those shows, and you can check them out right here on the channel. Also, you can find me on my Facebook and Twitter at facebook.com/gelcast or on Twitter at EricGel. So until next time, as always, God bless.